Welcome back, universe, to the Tom and Alex Off the Rails podcast. This is episode 3, our first ever episode 3.
Live at the Beekeeper Studio in West Dallas, Wisconsin, per usual. And we have a special guest here that we'll bring in later, so I'm really excited about that.
That is awesome. We can say hello to him right now. This is the Jew.
Hey, how's it going?
Ian Radke.
Jew, you know the rules, the taboos.
Mm-hmm.
What don't we talk about?
Politics, religion, or I don't even remember his name. Brett Bach.
Well done.
There you go. Even though it was out of order, I'll still give you that one. So last week we were giving everybody like specific name titles, and Alex looked sad, so I threw him a special name title as our senior child molestation expert.
Thanks.
And then what pops up in the news? Boom.
We had Corey Feldman step forward and talk about his past coming up, specifically with Harvey Weinstein and his group. This was an interesting story to me because my dad and I talked about this, like pedophilia in the Hollywood industry and even in some political arenas. Whether that's true or not, I can't say so, but it's something that I guess is kind of like an underground practice. And when he kind of came forward and said that, and they showed the footage when he was with Corey Haim before he died too.
Yeah,
but they
on the Barbara Walters show.
Yeah.
And she roasted him
hard. Like said he was trying to bring down an entire industry. But the reality is that, this is not a clean business. Not even just with that, just in general. And when you think about somebody like Harvey Weinstein and the group, people are going to do this type of thing, not just pedophilia, but, I'm this, I can get you connection. It's just like a funnel for them.
Power trip.
Right, to get closer to models, to child stars, to musicians. Like,
wow.
It's its own network, and not that I'm saying Corey Feldman's the most credible individual. You saw his little music thing last year.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, little weird, little off the rails in itself.
Yes.
But
well, he was molested as a child. Of
right.
course he's going to be weird.
So I think there's definitely some truth to this, and I hope an investigation starts and they start digging some stuff.
You know what they need to do? They need to have Barbara Walters suck his dick for the whole show for being, like, ripping him a new asshole, and then he was right.
If there's a legitimate thing to be uncovered here, she definitely owes him a public apology. I would say.
Next week on the show, watch Corey Feldman skull fuck Barbara Walters for an hour.
I think there's gotta be. Like, you think about it, these guys in Hollywood, they got everything. Like, they have so much power and they can pretty much have anything they want.
So
it sounds fucked up, but they probably go to this pedophilia thing because it's like, I don't know, maybe it's a rush, like the fact that it's bad and that they can get caught. Like, I don't know, but I mean, they can have pretty much anybody they want. So it makes sense that they would be like, well, what's the one forbidden thing I'm not supposed to do? I'm going to do that. Cause
I'm going to have a child suck my
cock.
Yeah,
it's fucked up, but I think that's their mindset.
That's a legitimate reason, I think. And to me, when you do have everything and you can do anything and afford whatever you want, why on earth would you want anything to do with something like that?
Well, did you hear when Weinstein was approached about it, what he said?
What did he say?
He said something along the lines of like, well, I came up in business during the 60s and 70s, and that was just kind of, he was talking about like his sexual harassment of women stuff, and he's like, it's just a different time. It's like,
dude, when
what does that mean?
When was a good time to fuck that child?
47 years ago, it was okay, so I just really haven't caught up.
Yeah, it was a lame duck of a statement.
Yeah.
Also with something like that, not only for pedophilia, but to those comments, it reminded me of Anchorman, when it's like, you can't have a woman read the news.
Yeah.
Like, are you, like, what? I don't know what his deal is, but
he's probably had nobody ever tell him he's wrong, so he just thinks he's right.
Everybody's trying to make it.
Everybody's trying to make it, and he's that Weinstein group
is
the link in. Because I mean, you look at all those movies from the '80s, waves of child stars, and almost all of those child stars.
And he's sitting back like, I just fucked the whole cast of Stand By Me.
Good Lord.
Yeah, and they're all gonna have drug addictions and probably die in the early
Maybe that's
40s.
what happened to Corey Haim. Maybe he just Couldn't get Harvey Weinstein's dick out of his head.
Yeah, well, can you imagine? Like,
to a degree, I think that's kind of what, when they showed the Corey and Corey intervention interview, I don't know if you saw that clip or not.
Okay.
They got really heated with each other because they were best friends. They grew up in the industry together. And they kind of had an intervention, and Corey Haim obviously had more drug issues than Corey Feldman did, and he's now no longer alive. But he was like, why didn't you step up and why didn't you save me from this?
Yeah.
And Corey Feldman said, bro, why didn't you step up and save me from this?
The real question is what the fuck was going on with the parents? Like, honestly, how does... They should have...
Well, have you seen, like, the child pageant parents?
Yeah, they're fucked up.
Yeah, that's insanity.
Yeah. Using your kid like a...
Using your kid
as
your dog in the sled race, you know?
Pretty much, only you probably treat...
So the parents are probably like, fine, fuck my kid. He gets to be on, The Burbs with Tom Hanks. Yeah. Have sex with him.
Yeah, it's disgusting to me, and I hope a legitimate investigation takes place.
But see, I hope that people don't shy away from it, because that might be, it's just too fucked up for us to think about. Like, that's how these things keep going. Everybody in Hollywood probably knows this shit goes on. But they were probably, if you talk to any of these people, now these current stars, they probably know this shit goes on all the time. But it's like, well, it's too fucked up, let's not talk about it, so therefore it never gets solved. Somebody should grow a set of balls and literally point to people like, yeah, this guy here, the head of this fucking, like, this company, him, like, these people should start getting fucking taken down.
Right, and Corey Feldman put on Twitter just in the last week or so that he will not make any appearances to single-handedly call people out. So I think it's up to somebody to put something legitimate in place, because I think it's something that should be looked into, especially when you think about that specific group, all those child stars from the 80s, the Corys, the Stand By Me's, the Breakfast Club people. Very few got out of that group without long-term drug addiction, mental issues. Like, that doesn't just happen.
Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen are fucked up because of that too, because they were pretty young when they got in there.
Yeah, Emilio Estevez seems to be about the most normal of the group. Yeah.
And you gotta be careful not to blame the victims, because that's gonna be the next thing. Well, why didn't you say something then? Because I was a kid who was getting sexually molested, and I just that's
the only thing they knew.
They need an advocate, somebody to be like, I got you,
you got your money, I do this for you, I do this for you, so shut your mouth, because this is just one thing that's happening for you to have all of this, and that's fucked up.
All right. Well, thank you, child molestation expert Alex.
Man, thanks for the gracious titles that are bestowed upon me.
Awesome. All right, next thing we're going to talk about that's happening here in Milwaukee. Actually, Molly's going to get up on this one. This is the China lights. Those China lights, though. China lights. Have you heard about this? Anyone?
No.
Yes.
Molly, you want to get on this? You don't want to get on this? Okay. You were supposed to go to this, but they actually did. Okay, where the hell is this thing? Where is it, Molly? Hales Corners.
It's at the
Botanical Gardens.
Okay. And I guess everybody I've talked to said it's awesome. We were supposed to go, but they actually stopped selling tickets to it because too many people were going. And what are you pointing at there, woman?
Well, it says it right there on the website that you got pulled up.
Okay, due to overwhelming response, online and in-person ticket sales will be suspended. So they're actually extending how long this is going. But what I think is really cool is they figure, hey, we want everybody to have a good time. We don't want it to be a packed shit show, so we're going to just cut it off.
I don't need to see that because all of my friends seem to go there, at least one or two out of all my Snapchat
And
friends.
I get a million pictures.
Yeah, and I just look at 8 million pictures of it, so I think I got a pretty good feel.
But it's not the same in a picture. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But as when you're surrounded by it it's a completely different experience.
No,
so
you're absolutely correct in that. I've never been like a lights guy. Like my dad's side, we'd always go to like the Candy Cane Lane stuff, and I was like, oh, look at the lights, and I'm like, that's just a waste of power. Such a holiday
Your
downer.
bill's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah, have fun with that electric bill.
Dork. Yeah.
Griswold.
Well, what I really like about it is we actually stopped going to the Renaissance Fair because they never shut anyone away. And it was 45 minutes to get a beer or take a piss. So you'd literally grab a beer, go to the back of the line, drink it, and then by the time you get there, you can get another beer. It's like, can you cut these people off? instead of having 10,000 people have a shitty time, how about 5,000 have a good time?
Was that the Bristol one?
Yeah, the Bristol. So you
Bristol's
drive all
is
the
huge.
way down to Illinois.
You gotta hit up the Saukville one. Saukville
That's
one's
a
little
rendezvous.
light.
That's not a Renaissance fair.
It is too.
No, it's the Saukville Rendezvous.
Oh shit.
There
It's
you
the
go.
Same shit, dude.
No, it's
No,
not.
it's like Trapper Days shit. This is Renaissance. This is England. This is
Jousting.
jousting, horses, knights. This
Turkey
is like
legs. Wenches.
You get turkey.
French Canadian fur trappers.
I've been to both. It's completely different.
It's the
Yes.
same shit though.
I went to Bristol once.
It's
I'm
old.
good.
That's about the
Yeah.
same. we went every year, and now we haven't gone for 2 years because it was too fucking nuts. So, hats off to the China lights. China lights, dough. The thing about China lights is when you look at them, you gotta look at them again in an hour.
You have Eddie Lacy fever with this
I do.
subject.
If you guys ever get a chance, look at Eddie Lacy's tweets about China food. It is just hilarious. All right. Our next topic is the Milwaukee Marathon just happened. And have you guys heard about it? I know Ju knows about it, but they fucked up. Agains. This time well, first of all, last year, this is like a Boston Marathon qualifying marathon. They run it
Okay.
down by the lake.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that they were a mile long last year. And everybody pays like $80 to $100 to run in this fucking thing. Paying money to run, first of all, is just obnoxious.
I can't think of many things that would be worse. Aside from major injury or
first
dying.
of all, running is horrible. Now
And
I'm
then
paying
paying somebody.
to run. And then they can't use their times. They're disqualified. This time, they did it again. They're like, oh, fuck, we fucked up last year. Sorry, guys. Give us more money. Hired the same crew to measure. And now they're like almost a mile too short.
How did you fuck that up twice?
Twice in a row. You're already on a short lease. Lease.
Lease on
Lease
my
on-
life.
So they fucked it up again, and the dude from the Boston Marathon came out and said, hey, there's like 750 people. We ain't accepting any of their times. Go fuck yourself. Milwaukee, you suck.
Awesome.
But they did send out the participants an email, right?
Oh, yeah. Thank you for an email learning that all the months you trained and everything is for nothing because...
Completely meaningless, but I'm glad you're in shape.
Yeah.
Have a nice
Yeah.
day. Thank
So
you.
do you think Milwaukee, who fucked the bed, is that a thing? Fuck
Shit the bed.
Shit the bed.
Close.
They fucked the bed.
They fucked the
I'm sure a lot of people do.
Yeah, alright.
But when you shit it, it's a disaster.
Yeah, fucking it's not. It's
Well,
definitely
yeah. So we're just gonna go with they fucked the bed on this one. And all right. So should they even get another chance next year? Would you even pay money again as
Well,
like a runner?
You know how we usually like do the 3 strikes thing?
Yeah.
But in track, you scratch once and then you scratch again. Like remember the old NES pad?
Yep.
You're eliminated.
You're done.
So
2
you're
strikes
done.
on the running.
I mean, they have to be suspended, I think, for a while to get their shit
How
straight.
confident are you? Like, okay, are you guys? Did you really measure this
Yeah.
time?
Right? They're gonna have to go down to Chicago for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And it was on both times. Hammer and Hank State
And it-
Trail.
Really?
They fucked Hank Aaron again. I got a Hank Aaron story for you. Sweet. My uncle met Hank Aaron. My grandpa used to be a garbage man, and one day my grandpa took my uncle, a little boy, to Hank Aaron's house where he picked up his trash. And they knocked on the door. They wanted to get like a baseball signed by Hank Aaron. And his wife answered, and he's like, no, Hank's sleeping or whatever. And my grandpa's like, okay, come on. All of a sudden, my uncle gets hit in the back of the neck with a snowball. It's fucking Hank Aaron.
Whoa.
And they got in a big snowball fight with Hank Aaron, and then he got all his shit signed. Just regular, right in the middle of the day. Like,
Very cool.
That is awesome. That wouldn't happen nowadays. You
Yes,
can't just
no way.
go up to like Barry Bonds' house.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you went to the big unit's house, Randy Johnson, and
He hits you with a snowball?
Yeah.
You
But
wake,
your
up in
neck's
the,
gone.
you wake up in the ER tomorrow.
I think I watched that video of him destroying that bird like once a month, and I
Oh
just
my
sit there and
God,
I'm like, that is
insane.
the
They never even-
craziest thing I've ever seen in my
They
life.
never found the bird. It just exploded into space.
Well, got hit with a 110 mile per hour fastball from 60 feet away. Just,
Yeah, and this dude's 7 feet tall, so he's throwing it downhill.
He's the last of a specific breed of pitchers.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got over 500 wins, and as good as the as good as the pitches are that pitchers throw today, they're not built for the long haul anymore. With how the ligaments are, I mean, you saw how in the last 10 years how big Tommy John has become because of the way they throw.
Right, Tommy John.
And like, pitchers aren't made like that anymore. He was definitely the last of a specific era.
I don't think I could stand in the batter's box if he threw a fastball by me.
It's terrifying.
Just shivering.
Like, oh my god, I just fucked the bat. I just came.
Yeah. Imagine
he threw the ball so fast I came.
Yeah.
I don't want to
heat
move.
up and in going 98.
Sounded like
Send a message.
Yeah.
Right. I've stood in the batter's box where guys can throw 90, 91, and I'm like, fuck this. And that's why I quit baseball.
Yeah.
Years
ago. Sounded like a ball, dude.
Right. It's like, I remember the first time I got hit in the wrist with a 70-mile-an-hour pitch back in the day, and I'm like, well, that is stupid.
Yeah.
This game sucks.
People throw 100 miles an hour and hit me in the wrist. I'm like, this didn't break. I didn't get injured, but I'm like, I don't want that to happen.
How does a pitcher get a ball going that fast from that short a distance?
I don't know. They just
insane.
It's absolutely insane.
They got a gift, but it's a short-term gift, so they got to cash in when they can.
Cash in on it. Yeah, definitely. Dude, if you got like a left-handed kid who can throw 90 miles an hour, you know he's just a millionaire.
Yeah, you have to ride it till the arm dies.
Yeah, just go with it till you can't.
You know, there's a lot of people out there that say that they should give Tommy John surgery to people that don't even need it because it makes your arm stronger.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard that theory going out there, that parents are making their kids get Tommy John surgery. Dude, I had Tommy John surgery. Don't make your kid get Tommy John surgery. I could not, my arm was bent at a 90-degree angle for 6 months.
Yep.
And you know what? You think, okay, that's cool. Till the first time you have to wipe your ass. And you realize, oh my God, I can't use my arm. I got to go lefty.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be clean.
The coordination is just completely off.
Yeah. Try to sleep like that in a
I
chair.
haven't even tried wiping my ass with my left hand.
Do it
Just
tonight.
it failed.
Just do a little test run, privacy.
Make
in your
sure,
own home.
like, before you take a shower, just go lefty. See what happens.
I'm trying. See, I almost fucking fell off the chair.
You
Just
almost
trying.
fell off.
I think I didn't jump off the toilet.
I fell off the chair just thinking about wiping my ass left-handed.
Nah, I can't do shit with my left hand.
Well,
Wiping your
now
ass.
you're gonna wipe shit with it, and you're gonna get used to it, just in case something happens.
Well, what they should do is make you wipe it left, and then have like a professional, like a Scotch Guard guy with the white napkin.
Danny Tanner should be behind you with a
Just a
Scotch
white
Guard.
glove with the finger and see how clean you actually got.
Yeah.
Yep.
Raid you.
Yeah. You failed. Try.
Yeah, I did pretty bad.
Yeah, and I broke through the toilet paper like 5 times with my left hand. Oh.
I don't even know if I could get off the roll.
Oh man, yeah. The first time I went to do it, I'm just like, Mom.
The cure-all.
Mom,
The
I'm
cure-all.
done. I need help.
Help.
I'll bend over. You wipe.
Tom, I told you I'm done doing this once you turn 10.
Boy, your balls hang low. Make sure you clean them too. I shit on them sometimes.
It didn't used to be like this.
Cold hands, cold hands, cold hands.
Mom! At least rub them together first before you come on.
Some warm water before you wipe my ass or touch my balls. Did you see my balls suck up?
Meanwhile, I'm sitting in your living room going, Barb! Meatloaf!
Give me some meatloaf. I'll be done right when I'm done wiping Tom's ass.
And wash your hands this time, please.
Okay.
Anything for you.
Yep. We should get my mom on the show one time.
We should.
Get 2 beers in her. She is the foul. That's where I get my foul mouth from.
Put 2 beers in her. I'm going to hang a picture of Goldberg behind me.
Oh, Goldberg was on the Goldbergs the other day.
Yeah,
It was
told
awesome.
me that. Did she see it?
He was the, I don't know. The couch is dry, so probably not.
Fair point.
All right. Should we do the interview? Last week we didn't do an interview. We planned on doing, I interview Alex and Alex interviews me. We had a week in between, so now today we're going to have Alex interview me.
It's interview time here on Off the Rails. Our special interview guest this week is host Tom.
Hello.
Welcome to your show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You bet. First question.
Okay, I'm nervous now.
Don't be nervous.
Oh, man.
Just don't look in my eyes.
I can't fall in love.
It's true. Where does Tom see himself 5 years out from the start of this show?
Oh, dead for 4 years.
I'm gonna die soon.
Like, we're done with that question?
Alright. That one works.
Dead for 4 years. Question 2. The dynamic of the world, especially socially, has changed a lot since we graduated.
Yes.
What do you have for advice for kids coming up in the world now to try and make it?
To try and make it. Okay, one of the... Because I just recently graduated from college, so I was surrounded by
Some of the
18 to 22-year-olds, just that crowd. And this is going to sound so cynical, but you ain't special. You've been told your whole life that you're special and you can do anything. You're frustrated because you're finding out that that ain't true. And as soon as you realize that you're not special, you're just some dick trying to make it, you will do better. Your opinion doesn't matter. You're not going to change anyone else's mind. Just do what you can. Be yourself. Be likable. Don't hold all this hate and, every time, what did we say when we grew up? Go to college. You have to go to college.
Right.
What did we learn?
No.
That was stupid. Now you're fucking up to your balls. Fucking the bed.
Fucking the bed in debt.
Fucking the bed in debt. And now there's no jobs because everybody has a college degree. Go to trade school. Learn, be a plumber. You're going to fucking have the world there. When everybody who has a college degree is out there in the world making it and shit comes up their pipes, you can charge whatever the hell you want. You don't even have to fix it. Just clean the shit out of their tub and you can charge $2,000 an hour. So I guess advice for the kids coming up is just, don't hang on to all that hate. Just realize you were lied to. You don't need a trophy. The real world is not what you are. I mean, every parent now has a tattoo of their kid's name. They really coddle them and treat them like they're special the whole time growing up until somebody tells you you're special long enough, you're actually going to think you're special. When you're not, you're just some dick in the way of me driving. That's all you are. You're just some dick.
To piggyback off of that, too, a couple things. I agree, and though I'm not against the educational system and people going to college, I knew it was not for me. And I was told by our guidance counselors growing up that I will never amount to anything if I don't go to school.
Yes,
and I put that chip on my shoulder my whole life. Mm-hmm. And obviously, nobody knows all the things that I do here at the podcast because they can't. But I made it by good old-fashioned hard work and being likable. And it went a long way.
Don't be jealous of what other people have, too. And don't say, why don't I have this?
Dude, that's so hard to do nowadays. Fucking stay off the Facebook. Or if you're going to be on... No, but honestly, if you're going to go on the Facebook, because
I Facebook. You're an original.
When I graduated college, which we have differing views on education.
Do you call it the home box office or HBO?
Yeah. No, but when I went to... when I got out of college and I graduated... I knew it was going to be rough because I knew the economy was in the shit. This was 08, May 09, right when the world ended pretty much.
Yeah.
And so I was bagging groceries for 5 years, and I went through that shit where you're going on Facebook, oh, they got married, oh, they have a house, oh, this person just got promoted. I'm 28 living at my mom's. You got to stay out of, and it's hard because it's in your face constantly. Always there. You got to just do you and not worry about other people's shit, because when you start comparing yourself, you're never going to be good enough. I own a trailer of my own now. I work 40 hours a week. I bounced back after losing my job just recently, last month. And I did that by not giving a shit about what I saw on the social media. And you have to get off that shit immediately. You can stay on it, you can keep in touch with friends, but you got to stop comparing yourself to others. That's, for me, the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Don't compare yourself to what everybody else is doing. Don't worry about how much money you make. I know it sounds idealistic, but that's when you start getting fucked up.
Yes.
And another thing to that, too, I know a lot of very gifted, professional, intelligent, younger people that are in their early 20s, coming up on the mid-20s. And the one thing I do notice, and I understand because we were there when we were, a little younger than that age coming up, but some, they all think they're so fucking awesome They do.
Yeah.
And everybody has specific things that they're good at, that they're better than average at, because that's how life works. And I try to tell these people, when you get closer to 30 and you cross that threshold of 30, you realize you're good at some things, you're not fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You need, like you said, you need to do you and work within your skill set, work within your means.
Well, even just an example, us starting this podcast. I said, I'm not like a dictator, I'm kind of running the show, but I realized, hey, I'm not good with the IT stuff. We need an IT chick. We get Molly. Whatever she says, I listen to. We need cover art. Let's get an artist. The artist kept talking to me. Susan, she'll be on next week. What do you want? What do you want this? No, you have creative control. Whatever you throw out there is going to be better than anything I can do. We were told, we listened. Hey, your podcast sounds a little echoey or whatever. What do? Instantly hire a sound guy. I'm not going to try to fix that myself. I know my limitations, so I give it to other people. And, asking for help or realizing you're not the best at something, you're going to succeed more if you go to somebody who that's their thing.
Yeah. And the whole trophy mentality
Everybody
now.
gets a trophy. Yep. They don't keep score in T-ball anymore or anything.
Yeah.
You can't get the drive to win if you're given an award for losing. And specifically, you and I, just our own story that helped me is when we had our old volleyball team, we started out, we're dead last.
Yes.
We were terrible. We made a vow and a commitment to train harder and work harder.
And we made practices and made everybody come.
And that second year, we made it to the championship game and we lost. And what did we get for losing? Nothing. No money back, no shirt, no runner-up, nothing. And to feel that, after that game, you and I huddled, two-man huddle.
Yep.
And I said, I will never lose again.
Yes.
We won every championship for the next 7 years.
Yeah, I think our record was 210-10.
Right. And without that sting of getting that far and going home with nothing, and nobody even remembering who second place was, that's all I needed to go, I'm never fucking losing again.
Yep.
But if you already, here's a shiny gold trophy for being a shithead, what do you learn from that?
Well,
for fucking the bed.
Well, what sucks is that whole trophy mentality thing. I feel like that really came back up. Like we're on the pretty tail end. Everybody bitches about millennials. Everybody in this room is barely a millennial.
Yeah, we do make the range.
Yeah, we're barely in that range, so everybody thinks that we're part of that. But that whole trophy mentality shit, that's more of the people born in
the 90s.
2000, late 90s.
Late 90s.
I think when you give people trophies, the intent was. I don't think the intent was okay,
It's parents don't want to see their kids feeling bad.
The problem with it is that if you make
sports,
people,
you need to know what that feels like.
If you keep giving them trophies and you don't keep scoring t-ball or soccer, soccer games don't have goals anymore either for kindergarten. It's fucked up. But anyway, when you start doing that, you kind of put it in all of a sudden just trying and showing up doesn't mean anything anymore. Okay, for example. You and me, we were in wrestling, right? Mm-hmm. I wasn't really good at wrestling. I was on varsity. I did my best. I wasn't horrible, but by no means was I anywhere near as good as some of the people I was wrestling against. But
you get boners all the time.
Right? Gets in the way.
Gets in the way. It's hard. It's hard to pin a dude with a boner.
Yeah, something has to be said for trying, and just showing up and keep pounding away. That gets taken away when you keep giving people things just for.
We should probably move on to the last question here pretty quick.
Okay, I'll say that point for you quick. What you were for us. First of all, it's hard to find a guy that low of a weight that you don't have to forfeit that weight class. Yeah. But by you going out there and usually taking a beating, what you were for us is a fighting chance that we didn't have to just forfeit 6 points off the bat. Mm-hmm. You gave us a fighting chance to score every single night.
Yeah. And you usually got the shit kicked out of me.
But hey, at least we didn't give those points up for nothing.
Yep.
And you got to know what that tasted like to keep working at it and move forward.
He's a Browns fan. He knows what defeat is.
Yes, he's a Browns fan, so boom.
Yeah. They blew it again in overtime.
All right.
Question 3.
Oh, boy.
What is your take on modern-day country music, and where do you think it stands in the world and how it compares with music of eras past?
Fuck you. Fuck you. Okay. Modern day country music. It is everybody who can't make a rock and roll band gets their country music band trophy. That's all they're trying to do. Oh, and you know what? You son of a bitch. You did this on purpose.
I did.
You know what we need? Another fucking country music award to suck each other's dick on. There's fucking 9 a year, and it's all televised. Just
That's all CMT is.
Yeah.
Oh, country music awards.
Yeah, it's just, hey, let's all get together and suck each other's dick.
Yeah.
Okay, next month. My dick dried off.
Nobody's telling me
Time to get it
nobody's
sucked
told me how
again.
good I am for a little bit.
Yeah. So, okay. Basically, in the greatest guitar players, 100 greatest guitar players ever. And if you take out Johnny Cash and Elvis, because they're in the Country Music Hall of Fame, I don't consider them country. Name another fucking great guitar player.
You can't,
That's
because they're all
in
session
country.
musicians that don't get any credit
Yeah.
for being on
it's
new
head
records of
bobbing,
these guys.
elevator music.
Well, and it's not like
I can't, when I listen to country, I just want to run towards the nearest living thing and kill it. That's what it makes me do. My amygdala just starts fucking pulsating, and I get all pissed, and I gotta turn it off. I don't even turn the radio off, I just punch the radio.
yeah.
Molly's always got it on in her car, too. She's a country chick. Country chicks are hot, too. I'm not gonna not bang a country
That's
chick.
true.
But, no.
Country music is basically like really shitty pop music with a little bit of twang in a guitar.
And why's
So I
everybody
see.
got the fake accent?
Yep. Yeah.
It's fake.
Yeah.
You ain't never rode a horse in your life, dude.
Somebody from Brooklyn, New York.
Why are
is
you wearing a
talking about
cowboy
their
hat and
truck
cowboy
right now.
boots? You've never been on a farm. You're from Detroit.
I usually chalk it up to pandering myself, but yeah.
So, all right, I believe it is time for everybody's favorite part of the show. It is now becoming a fan favorite. Ask Alex anything.
Shit.
I've been waiting.
We need an intro for that, Mal. Let's work on that. We need, like, just a scream or something.
A scream?
Just a scream.
Ask Alex anything.
All right. So, Molly hates the paper noise, so I'll make sure I'll do that a lot for her. This is coming from one of our future guests we have here,
Oh boy.
Yambo.
Oh my goodness.
It says, what's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done while drunk?
Alex doesn't get drunk.
Yeah, first of all,
Yeah,
it takes a village. I usually keep myself together pretty
Right.
well. I usually keep it under control. So I'm not going to say something embarrassing. I'm going to say something that's kind of fun that hasn't made an appearance in quite some time.
I know who's coming.
I created a drunk alter ego back in high school named Blaze Orange Man.
Blaze Orange. Yep, you have met
I have
Blaze
seen
Orange
You've met Blaze Orange Man.
I've seen
And
Alex
sometimes...
leaves the party,
Yep.
and Blaze Orange Man always misses him. He just shows up
Yeah. And
in a Blaze Orange suit.
sometimes a Blaze Orange suit out of a
Sunglasses.
cornfield and
Yep.
sunglasses at night like Corey Hart. Like, it's just, but yeah, sometimes I would come and be Blaze Orange Man, and he was like a combination of me having over-the-top like ego syndrome mixed with powdered toast man from Ren and Stimpy. We just kind of combined those characters, and he was a really fun guy to party with.
Yeah, he was awesome.
And then
I
he-
wish you would have
Yeah.
met him.
Yeah. So there you go, Yambo. Not really embarrassing because I can hold my shit together, but Blaze Orange Man.
All right. Next question. Dear Alex, my boyfriend's balls are very ticklish. Is this normal, and how should I handle them? Air quotes. He
Yeah, I was
didn't
gonna
see.
say they can't
I don't-
They can't see the air quotes.
I think they could emphasize by his voice, though.
Okay.
I don't know if it's normal to be super ticklish. I think it's more nervous than anything.
It's the anticipation. I got ticklish balls too.
And I guess, I mean, I don't know how I became an authority on things like this, but
It's asking us
I mean-
anything, man.
I maybe use some of that KY warming stuff just to not to like get
You
like
gotta
a
put it on yourself then before the girl comes.
maybe
You gotta numb it, put them in the freezer, chill them,
like maybe
in the ice pack for 10 minutes before.
you could do that. Do a little.
Well, I wonder, do you maybe shave? Maybe it's all the hair down there.
Could be.
You know,
Maybe
tickle
do a
them
little
on the
better manscaping at home. I don't know. I don't know the situation here, but maybe keep a heating pad nearby when you're doing things. Maybe
I say go quick. You got to get in there and get on them quick.
Just ninja speed that.
Like get on there. No, don't just slow work up to them. You got to just grab them quick.
You can tease somewhere else in that area. Don't do it there.
Like the bunghole?
No. Go the other way.
If you think his balls are ticklish, finger his bunghole.
I was thinking going the opposite direction, but
No, you hit that shit back door. That's the last thing he's worried about is ticklish balls.
yeah, take the bitch right out of him.
Yeah. You get 2 knuckles in, dude. He ain't even gonna care what you do with his balls.
He's gonna beg you to tickle his balls.
Yeah. Okay, tickle my balls, please.
Oh man.
Awesome. All right, we got another one. Judy, you want to go?
Yeah. We're
Right.
going to switch directions completely.
Okay.
All right, Alex.
Yes,
There's
sir.
no wrong answer here except for the answer that's not mine.
He's giving it, so it is the right answer.
I think you're going to like this one.
Okay.
Star Trek or Star Wars?
Motherfucker, please.
I'm ready to battle this if we don't agree. I'm ready to have a whole fucking show on it.
I love both.
You have to choose.
Sensationally, but I'm a Star Wars guy. I'm a Star Wars guy because as great as Star Trek is and can be, it doesn't fuel my attention as much because Star Trek is more diplomatic. Star Wars is more of a fantasy. I love the hand-to-hand combat aspect, aside from just Kirk punching an alien and fucking the chick.
Or Worf getting the shit kicked out of him
Yeah,
for
great
an hour
way to
and a
go,
half.
Klingon warrior. You get your ass kicked every day.
Yeah.
And, and as much as I love Next Gen, it's probably my favorite television show of all time. They don't do anything.
Oh, I
it's
like
just
Enterprise.
it's all political. And Star Wars for me is just a nonstop thrill ride that pulls on my emotions because I get attached to the characters, the environments, and it's just when I saw it the first time as a kid, it just instantly captured my wonder.
Yeah.
It's a cowboy
my
movie,
imagination.
basically. Good guy, bad guy.
See, for me,
For me.
I think I like Star Trek better because Star Trek. No, because I went on like a frenzy when I found the Next Gen on Netflix. I watched like probably the
Same.
whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
And I think what I like about it is one that's episodic. Like there's just like you could watch you could just dive in the middle of a season of Star Trek and you haven't missed shit. Because like every episode is its own story and each story is complete. My problem with Star Wars is, and I love Star Wars too. My problem with Star Wars is like, it's just fucking. There's so much there that they don't even touch. There is so much of the Star Wars universe that they kind of gloss over, like the politics of Star Wars, how all this shit happened, who's who. They just don't fucking touch any of it.
Because it's boring, like Star Trek.
Star Trek isn't fucking boring. You have to,
I
just
put Star
because
Trek
someone's
on to
not
go to
dying
bed.
every 5 minutes. I liked Rogue One, but that's literally all it was just people getting fucking murdered.
Because they had
Like,
no choice.
So I just think that Star Trek it's just a better story, better formatting, better thinking through it. I think Star Wars, there's so much there that they don't even fucking touch because they're like, well, nobody's going to die for 15 minutes, so fuck it, we're not even going near it.
Well, they can take, like you said, stand alone. If you watch the cartoon, there is a lot more to that.
And if you
But the
read the
cartoon
books in
fucking
between,
sucks.
there's novels galore
Yeah.
to fill in the cracks. Even some of the video games are canon, where you can kind of explore your way through things like that. But I mean, also to that point, they have a 2-hour window for a movie to make, so they have to edit it down. Whereas a TV show,
You get 30 minutes every week.
They could dedicate a season to one cause if they needed to, and come in and out of it, or they can do
Yeah,
2
you got
parts,
a
3
lot
parts.
more Star Trek time on screen than you do
And
Star Wars.
they gotta link 2 other trilogies together. It's, I don't know. It's for me, Star Wars is just
For me.
the love of my. It's like one of the loves of my life. And like besides heavy metal music, it's right up there.
With any show or any movie, it's only as good as the villain.
Mm-hmm.
And Star Wars has the better villain. Boom.
It's a fair argument.
Yeah.
There you go.
I will
just
say
solved
that.
it.
I like
just
Star
solved
Wars,
it.
but Darth Vader's is pretty much
awesome.
Plus the intrigue up until, the prequel trilogy, all you thought about was, where does this guy come from and how did he get to be this way?
Mm-hmm.
And the pressure on making a Star Wars movie has to just be insane.
Yeah.
Like the amount of
I could get over it for the $9 billion they're paying you.
but if you fucking take that, Jar Jar, like if you fuck that up, people are still talking about a shitty movie. Like that's crazy. I can't think of many other series where you fuck up once and people are still talking about it.
Yeah.
Nobody
That's how
forgets
awesome
that blasphemy. That
They get that much attention, even when they fuck up, it's nothing but
Yeah,
what
it's
they
now
talk
pop
about.
culture.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't even care that it sucked. Now we just get to compare.
Yeah, now they can just. That's the danger. They can just mail it in, and it's still gonna jump through the fucking box.
All right. Well, Star Wars wins. Let's go. Next question.
Still got Star Trek.
All right. Alex, I have a coworker who sits right next to me and has a very loud, normal speaking voice. I kind of got that fucker right next to me too. Does this person work with you? Okay.
Maybe.
He is not trying to yell, but I'll be on a conference call and have people on the other end complaining. Whoa. Not to mention that it makes focusing on my work a difficult task. The same person also sits at their desk and chews with their open mouth. So, who is this coworker of yours that is right next to you?
Fuck you.
That chews with their mouth open so loud it is distracting and disgusting. It is driving me crazy. What do I do?
Well, this is like one of those issues where think of simple manners.
Okay.
You need to learn your manners. And if you can't, well, I don't expect everybody to be this assertive, but it's kind of a part of what I do. And if you're distracting my work, I will come up to you and I will tell you, dude, I'm on a conference call. Can you please keep it down, or can you go a cubicle over or something? Or maybe I will find a conference room for myself that I can go do this in, because you are getting in the way of my work and this is a professional environment. And dude, I like you. Can you please chew with your mouth closed? Otherwise, go eat somewhere else.
Eat in the bathroom.
Yeah, go eat in the lunchroom with everybody else. Like, it's simple manners, and sometimes people got to realize they're not the only person in the room.
Maybe they don't know.
And they might not know. And I'm the guy that tells you.
Right.
If you don't know, now you know.
You see?
The volume of your voice can be hard, though.
Yeah.
I naturally have a loud, deep voice that I have absolutely no control.
I knew that.
I'm sure half of my shit
you.
that I say is going to be taken out because it's just not going to work with whatever she's got going on.
If I have a good rapport with somebody and I'm not a stranger, I'll do the, hey, can you bring it down a little bit?
Speaking of loud speaking voices, Jew.
Mr. Whispers over here?
I can't whisper.
Yeah, you
but
can't whisper.
Should we let him in on it now?
No.
We know about your loud speaking voice. So that microphone that you've been talking into this whole time,
Is it off?
it's not plugged into anything. You're actually on my microphone all the way across the room. Yeah, there you go. Look at the cord. Yeah, we did it on purpose. We know how loud you are. Talking into.
You didn't have to. You could have. You didn't have to go through this whole elaborate scheme. You could have simply been like, "You got a really loud speaking voice, so just talk."
I follow directions. I'm an employee here.
Yep, I told them to not plug your
I'm
shit
just an
in.
employee.
So yeah, it's kind of like when you got a little kid that wants to play Nintendo with you, so you just give him a controller that's not plugged in.
Which, my cousins out there, you already know this, but I did that with you too. You just didn't know how you were that good at games from the word go. That's why.
Yep. So, yep. There, you can still pretend to talk.
I'm never coming on your show again.
Never. You're not on this show right now.
Going into exile.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap up this version of the podcast. Please come to our website at tomandalecuniverse.com. We have a very awesome bonus content coming with stories from the Jew, like how we met. First time he came over to my house, which is a story you cannot miss.
Absolutely not.
Check out our Twitter at Unipodcast. Go to our Facebook page. Please download us on iTunes. You can find us on YouTube, SoundCloud, and all the other podcast hosting sites. There's also a donate button. Remember that on our webpage. Everything that's donated, we'll even show you receipts and everything. We're going to put it right back into this podcast to make it better for you, because we are not good enough and we want to make it better.
Universe, keep your questions coming in for me, and not just for me, but anything you want to add to the show. We want your feedback. We want your voice, because like Tom said, we're just simply not good enough for you, and we can't get better unless we hear from you.
Thank you for listening, and next week we should have Susan Kamholtz on, and we are planning to release this on Halloween. Out.